I'm just going to cheer people up even further, Paul, with some breaking news we're getting as we speak. The Department of Transport announcing that regulated rail fares in England will increase by up to 5.9% from March the 5th next year. Transport Secretary Mark Harper saying this is the biggest ever government intervention in rail fares. As if it's a good thing that they've reduced it to 5.9%. Obviously below the rate of inflation at the moment, but I guess given what people are saying about their pay packets, they'll be thinking, really, a worse service and we're being asked to pay yet more for it?
Yes, that's a pretty sizable increase. And for those, of course, who are on season tickets, that's a substantial amount, despite their discount, which kicks in for 12 months. But I think overall what it does is say to people, maybe I'll look for a job or I'll ask my employer for a role which keeps me at home more, so I don't have to spend as much on rail. So I'm afraid it doesn't do much for brand British Railways, as it were. You've got the strikes, which are putting people off from being able to travel and having to miss work. Plus, you've got rail fare increases, which are persuading people to perhaps rethink their job and how they work and where they live. And avoid the rail as a result.
Yeah, and I thought we were getting the message from the government. It was trying to get people back to working in city centres because, of course, it grows the rest of the economy, the coffee shops, the restaurants, the sandwich bars and so on. It feeds into people's spending. Clearly, as you say, people will now have to make a reassessment. Can they afford to work?
Yes, I mean, the strikes, first of all, have had a major impact in terms of the local economy. People have not been getting on trains, going into our major cities just in the run-up to Christmas, and we know the damaging impact that's had on the hospitality sector, for example. But yes, when you put up fares in such a way, whether it's 5%, 6% or more, that is going to say to people, well, I'm going to rethink how much I'm spending on my travel and how much I'm spending on my daily commute. And with technology being as it is, people now have a choice. They can work from home more, they can avoid the railways, and this at a time when the railways need substantial investment, and yet they're being starved of that investment. So I think in 2023, we're going to see, certainly in the first few months of the year, people reevaluating their spend. Yeah. Where is their hard-earned cash going, and will they carry on commuting when they can find alternatives working from home?
Indeed. Paul, thank you very much indeed for bringing us some sage advice there. I think it is still a stay at home, don't work, maybe. Let's just update you on this breaking news, getting more details from the Transport Secretary, Mark Harper. And I'll warn you, if you're a commuter, this may get you frothing at the mouth. The Transport Secretary, and this is the biggest ever government intervention in rail fares. I'm capping the rise well below inflation to help reduce the impact on passengers. It has been a difficult year, and the impact of inflation is being felt across the UK economy. We do not want to add to the problem. However, 5.9% increase from March. The Transport Secretary is saying that's a fair balance between passengers who use trains and the taxpayers who help pay for them. Let us know what you think if you have to travel to work by rail. What do you think of a 5.9% pay rise on your increase on your tickets when you're not perhaps even getting that in your pay rise? GBViews at gbnews.uk.